Telling an ADHD kid to sit still, we all know by now, this will not make them sit still, this will make them even more hyper. As I tried to understand my kid over the years, I came to realize movement is not a distraction, movement is necessity. We cannot treat movement as part of a reward system. It has to be incorporated in their daily life and in their routine. We're going to talk in this video about why movement is very important for ADHD kids and adults as well, and also what worked best for my kid. Many people see fidgeting, bouncing, moving a lot. While many people will see this as a bad behavior, for ADHD kids, movement is essential. Their brain is seeking stimulation. Their brain is seeking this movement, and that's why they will need this movement regularly. Movements for ADHD kids activate areas in the brain where it's responsible. Focus, attention, emotional regulation. I think about it and reflect to how many adults I can see when they are thinking, they pace around, or they go out for a run in order for them to focus better, or they tap their hands on a table, or they move their legs while they are sitting, but they are thinking or trying to do something. So literally movement is not the thing that preventing focus, is the thing that it's helping focus for ADHD kids. And that's why movement is essential and important. So if I talk about what worked for my kid, I think early years, I tried to get him into team sports. For example, football. We went many times to football games. I couldn't understand why he couldn't perform in team sports. But then I came to realize later it was so much stimulation for him, so much coordination, looking into other teammates, trying to sense the dynamics that's happening within the game, but also focusing on the ball. Who's going to pass it? Is he receiving it? Is he going to pass it to someone else? So there are too much changing dynamic within the football game, and that's why he always 20 minutes max 25 minutes he would crash and will completely start crying. And it took me a while to realize team sport is too much for him. He is unable to cope with the team sport, and this is where I started to think about maybe swimming. Swimming is an individual sport, and we started to go swimming lessons, which I came to realize quick enough. Because it was a lesson, it was multiple people in the swimming lesson, it was involving lots of instructions, waiting for turns, and the swimming itself is great, but the structure around the swimming lesson was not really working for my kid. There were lots of rules, waiting, instructions, and lots of standing around where it was too much for my kid. I know my kid wants to jump in the water, start moving. That's what he loves. And this is where I started to say, you know what? We don't need to do swimming lesson. We can just go for swimming for fun. And this is where it worked, because it was on his own pace. It was fun for him. No instructions. He doesn't need to follow anything. He doesn't need to wait for anyone to finish their turn, then it will be his turn. It was just fun, splashing in the water. And he learned a lot. He knows how to swim. It helps him to regulate, have fun, but also things like, this is sport, this is swimming. It doesn't have to be structured and through a lesson. As he was growing, I thought of buying this rebounder, and it was a life-changing in our household. Since this rebounder arrived home, my kid did not stop the bouncing and the movements. From the moment he comes back from school, the bouncing starts. It helps him with his emotional regulations. He needs the movements. I think when I look back now, his body needed this constant movement, which I just could not understand. And when I look back now, of course, he was not able to cope in so many areas of his life, in so many settings, because this movement was not available for my kid. It worked for my family, it worked for my kid, because I know my kid very self-conscious about safety and will always bounce responsibly. And that's why I knew it's going to work. But even when there was one day, I think, where my kid was not playing properly on it, and I was like, I'm gonna move it, this is an accident, it's about to happen. I moved it away. Next day, my kid came to me and said, "Mom, please, I need to bounce. I need to jump. I can't. I feel I need." And I started to notice the shift in his behavior on that day, where he was not able to bounce. He was seeking the movements and he was jumping around everywhere, all over the place. And this is where I thought, we'll bring it back, but we'll put rules also. So it's not maybe the safest option for your family, for your kids. Try to find something else. For example, we also got the hula hoop. It's one of the very good, really good, best ideas, because it helps with the movement as well. So there are multiple things you can do. Or actually, you can do the skip rope. One of the very good things as well, having a skip rope at home. So just make it easy, simple for them, have things laying around and very easy access as well. Remember, ADHD kids need to see things in front of them in order for them to start playing with it. When it's hidden, they will not usually remember it. So try to make it visible for them. Trampoline / rebounder, hula hoop, skip rope, obstacle course, lots of things like small gym setting for little ones will help them to move as much and as regular as they want. So for us as parents, it's easy for us to think, oh, we need to have our kids to do sport and we need to find the perfect sport. But for ADHD kids, it's not about the sport, it's about the movement. And the aim is not to get them into a very structured movement. The aim is to get them moving in an enjoyable and fun way for them. From my experience with my kid, there is one thing that I would say: try not to make movement and activity part of a reward system, because movement and activities need to be incorporated in our kids' life. It helps them with their emotional regulation, it helps them with the attention, it helps them with the focus. And you know what? My kid was moving around while he was reading. My kid was moving around while I was asking him questions about a homework to see whether he knows the answers or not. He was actually jumping on the sofas. And that was when he was very young and me not understanding that need. And he was able to answer all the questions correctly, which means he is capable. He just needs the movement. So please let me know down below what type of movements your ADHD